ready, Nathan?
He already started.
Okay, I would like to introduce my father, David Alan Haack. And Dad, I wanted to ask you some questions. And first of all, where were you born?
Detroit.
In Detroit, Michigan?
Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, and were you born at home or in a hospital?
I was born in a hospital.
In a hospital? What hospital were you born?
Harper.
Harper Hospital?
Uh-huh.
Is that in Detroit?
It's in Detroit.
In Detroit, okay. And where did you live growing up as a kid?
As a kid, I grew up at 17251 12 Mile Road, Royal Oak, Michigan.
Wow, you know the address? That's
Yeah.
cool. Okay. Who lived there with you?
Mother and dad and my brother and sister.
Uh-huh. Any other people? Was it like a neighborhood house, a farmhouse?
It was a farmhouse. It was not like a farmhouse. It was a brick 3-story building.
Uh-huh. Okay, and like were there any workers that lived there at all?
Not when I was a boy.
Okay.
There
And-
used to be.
Okay. And who took care of you? Did Grandma take care of you, or was there like a person that came into the house, like a nanny or anything?
When I was a baby,
When you were a kid growing up?
well, nobody took care of me.
Okay. So it was just like the mom and the dad and the kids, just like when we were a
Right.
family. That's
Right.
how yours was too. Okay. And what kind of farm did you live on?
What kind of a farm?
Uh-huh.
Well, it had 40 acres, and we had 2 or 3 cows and chickens, and we raised corn and alfalfa and soybean.
Cool. All right. And what were your responsibilities and chores on the farm?
Well, to clean out the barn once in a while, clean the chicken coop out, and milk the cows once in a while. That's about it.
That's a lot, though. It sounds like a lot of work. But okay, did you have a favorite animal?
Yes, I had a favorite animal, a dog.
And how about any favorite farm animal? Did you have a horse or anything?
Oh, we had a horse, yeah, Nellie.
You had Nellie?
Nellie.
Was it your horse or did you share it?
We shared it.
Shared Nellie? Okay, and you had a family pet that was a dog?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember your dog's name?
Jigs.
Jigs. Oh, cool. All right. Can you tell me about school when you were growing up? What school did you go
I
to?
went to the Shrine of the Little Flower
Okay, and that was
in Royal Oak.
Royal Oak, Michigan. Okay. And who was your favorite teacher?
Mrs. Butler.
Was she a nun?
She was a lay person.
Lay person? Okay. Did you learn any foreign languages?
Yes. Not fluently.
Which languages did you learn?
I took Spanish,
And
but I couldn't speak it fluently.
okay, but you said something the other day in Spanish. What was it? Hail Mary or something? How do you do that?
I said Hail Mary. We said that every day in school, in Spanish,
Okay,
in our
so-
Spanish class.
Let's hear it.
Dios te salve María, llena eres gracias, el Señor es contigo, benedicta eres todas las mujeres, y benedictus is the fruit. Oh, Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y de la hora de nuestra muerte.
And that's now and at the hour of our death.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cool. All right. You had a funny story about prepositions. Do you remember your prepositions? You had some sort of funny story once about prepositions.
A funny story.
Yeah, something about your teacher didn't think you could learn it, or how did that go? Do you remember?
Well, she didn't think I could learn it, so I thought I'd fool her and I crammed it in my head that night, and the next morning, she said, "Do you know your prepositions?" And I said, "Yes," and I gave them to her.
And she was really shocked.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't remember them, do you?
Yeah.
You do?
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's see.
In, on, into, over, under, to, at, by, for, from, of, off, up, down, near, past, outside, inside, toward, about, around, across, against, after, among, along, until, underneath, between, before, beside, below, with, without, within, beneath, during, like, through,
Jeez. I don't even remember them, to tell you the truth.
You don't?
No. Okay, who were your best friends?
Well, when?
How about as a kid?
As a kid?
Uh-huh.
My best friends were Joe Frenier and who else? I didn't have any best friends. My best friend was my mother.
Wow, that sounds like Nathan and me, huh? Okay, let's see.
I was on the farm most of the time, and I didn't get a chance to go and play with the kids.
You were working too hard?
I was doing things on the farm, mowing the lawn and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, do you have any funny stories about getting in trouble with your mom and dad? I think I remember one, something about your dad locking you out of the house or something. Bucket of water, or...
Oh, yeah.
How did that go?
Well, I was kind of a hellion when I was in my teens. And I came home late one night, and I got him out of bed, and he threw a pail of water in my face. And so...
And why did he do that? Because he was
Because
dead?
to tell me to get home on time.
Oh, had you been drinking?
Yeah, I'd been drinking.
Oh. Okay. Tell us about your first car.
My first car was a 35 Ford.
Did your dad buy it for you?
Yeah, yeah, he did.
Okay. When did you leave home?
Well, when I left home, I went in the Navy.
And then you never returned home after that to live?
Yeah, I came home after I was in.
Uh-huh. All right. Tell us about meeting Mom.
Well, we used to play basketball out in the street, and we had a hoop on the telephone post, on a telephone line post.
Uh-huh.
And she was a friend of Jane Hartwick, who lived across the street, and they both worked at Michigan Bell. And we were playing basketball, and the girls would watch us play, and Peggy took my eye. And I said to Roy, "I'm going to marry that girl."
Wow. You just knew it right there.
Yeah, well, I told him what I thought I would do.
Uh-huh.
And so we got visiting, and I guess we went out a couple of times with...
You courted her?
I courted her. And I asked her for a date. I said, "Would you like to go horseback riding?" And she said yes. So we went horseback riding, and that was my first date with her.
That sounds fun. When, where, and how did you ask Mom to marry you? Do you remember the place and how it all went around? Do you remember asking her?
I'm trying to think.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really remember when I actually asked her to marry me.
Mm-hmm. Of course she said yes. Because that's where we come from. All right. Did you go on a honeymoon?
Yes, we went to New York on a honeymoon.
Okay. And where did you and Mom live when you got married?
We lived in a number of places. We lived in a house owned by a barber, and we lived in the basement
Of his house?
of his house.
Oh.
And we had there was a flood there, and everything got ruined. Her wedding dress that she made was ruined, and a lot of valuable pictures and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we lived upstairs in the attic. It wasn't the attic really, it was a small quarters upstairs in his house after the flood.
Oh.
And then the next place we stayed at was Mrs. Colbert's house.
Who's she?
She lived in Berkeley,
Mm-hmm.
and we lived in her house for a while. And then we lived I think she owned another house on one of the streets in Berkeley. It was a frame house, nice with a garage, and she was going on a trip, and she asked us if we'd like to live there for a year while she was gone.
Oh, perfect, huh?
So we did,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a nice place. It had a piano in it, and we enjoyed that.
Where was your, tell us about the first house that you bought, that you owned and lived in it. Do you remember the address for that?
Yes, 4303 Elmwood.
Oh, that's where I was born.
That's right.
Okay. What sports did you have, what sports did you enjoy playing as an adult? When you were an adult, you know.
Ping pong and bowling and
Golfing?
golfing. I enjoyed golfing.
Okay. And who are your favorite sports teams now? I mean, you know, you have favorites?
I like the Red Wings. They just won the Stanley Cup
Yesterday, right?
yesterday.
Okay. Did you ever have any hobbies when you were younger?
No, not really. I just did what I wanted, what I'd like to do that every day.
Did you fly remote control airplanes or?
I made a plane one time that was remote controlled.
I thought you did. Okay, and then did you hunt or something?
I
Sometimes?
hunted all the time. I enjoyed hunting.
Well, those are
Pheasant
hobbies.
hunting and deer hunting.
Okay, so here's the general questions. What's your favorite color? I ask everybody that. I ask that to Paul every day.
I like red.
Okay, and what's your favorite food?
I better not say it here.
Why?
SOS.
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay.
Okay, SOS. And, okay, what's your favorite book you've ever read?
Oh. I can't think of the name of my favorite book.
You probably enjoyed so many of them, huh?
I like to read.
Okay. What did you do for a living?
I was a barber, and for a long time, I was a barber for 30 years or better. And I worked at a hospital, Wilmot Hospital in Royal Oak. And I had nursing homes that I cut hair at. I had a number of nursing homes.
Mm-hmm.
And I also was a real estate salesman, and then later became a real estate broker. Took my test for broker and became a broker.
Then you also had your houses that you
And
rented out, right?
I had houses that rented out. We did.
Mhm.
Peggy and I
You
did.
and Mom, right. Okay. Didn't you like buy them as HUD homes and fix them up or something?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember when you moved to Florida?
When we moved to Florida.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember the year.
Okay. Well, do you miss the Midwest?
I do miss the Midwest. I don't miss the climate now.
What do you miss about the Midwest?
The surroundings and places that I remember.
Uh-huh. Where did you like to vacation?
Stony Lake.
Stony Lake?
That's on the western part of Michigan.
Yeah, you took our family there every year.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Have you ever been to any foreign countries?
Yes, we've been to Japan and to Europe.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about each of your kids.
Well, you're my oldest,
Yeah.
and we love you very much.
I love you too.
And we tried for quite a while to have children, and we weren't lucky. But we were told to take a vacation, and we went to a resort in Upper Michigan, and that's where Peggy.
Is that where I was conceived?
That's where you were conceived.
Wow. Okay.
And then we had Tom, and that was a blessing that we had Tom. He's been a lot of fun for us. We love him very much. And that we didn't think we wanted any more children. And Oops came along. And that was our delight too. That we had Oops.
Yep. God's blessings, right?
God's blessing.
Right. Okay, well, in closing, is there anything that you want to say or any advice that you have for us to live by?
Yes. We all know that we have to be honest with everybody and show a good example to our children. And we love our children very much, and hope that they'll continue to prosper the way they have so far.
Thank you, Dad. I love you.
I love you too.